Okay. So we've got to thread the needle this week. And so that's when we come kind of under the chest with the arm, and that's really nice for upper back, especially between the shoulder blades. And then also like around the shoulder, like anywhere, like the side of the shoulder, back of the shoulder. And we're going to explore that kind of seated, standing, and also integrate some twists today in a lot of different standing shapes. So, since we're going to do a lot with the upper back opening up between the shoulder blades, let's start either on your blocks, guys, or on a bolster. So with those blocks, maybe you want to set them up like train tracks with the long edge parallel with the short edge, or you can have one of them standing. We do this a lot in yin, or I should more frequently in yin. Kind of bring the shoulder blades onto the block and the back of the head onto that second one at the top. That's going to open the chest. If that's not comfortable, you can bring a bolster behind you or a pillow. Did you catch that, Bruce, with the blocks kind of like this? And if you don't want to do that, just come onto the back. Maybe their feet together and we're playing butterfly. But bring the arms in the cactus. Or rest on those blocks. Yeah. And then just rest those arms. Yeah, and we'll connect with our breath. Dropping into this space. It's been a while since we've all been here. Feeling that back body dropping into the block or to the floor. And noticing the front of the body, maybe the chest, the shoulders. So cool. Yeah, it's like I said, chilly. Guys, let's notice the ankles, maybe point and flex the feet just a couple times. And maybe notice the kneecaps, the top and the bottom of the kneecaps. And then the hips and the sits bones. And maybe the entire pelvis. And then bring attention to the low ribs. And then maybe follow those ribs up to the base of the neck, the clavicle. Maybe exhale as we scan down the arms, the shoulders, elbows, wrists, and palms. And let the breath go. I've got a poem for us that I also shared on Thursday about our shape threading the needle. Sutra Hasta Madhyasana. Untangling a knot that is my life. The knot becomes my teacher. Gathering the threads into one. Unraveling the closed up space. A glimmer of light surfaces between strands. The needle that is sharp at dawn might be broken by dusk. The thread that is straight today doesn't know it will be knotted tomorrow. The knot that is tangled today could be woven into gold 10 years from now. That is why I thread the needle, honoring the odds, steadying my arms, softening my breath, working the knot, trusting. Maybe allowing those words to inspire or guide our practice this morning together. Let's let the breath go on a nice long or maybe a sharp exhale. And then as you're ready, bring those elbows to the ground, lift them back off the blocks, gently roll to one side, slide those blocks out from underneath the back, and come right back onto the back and find that strap. Have that strap handy. Let's notice the back flat against the floor, and let's just give ourselves a hug with maybe the right hand on the left shoulder, the left hand on the right shoulder. Maybe you kind of rock side to side, massaging that back that was just on the blocks. Then let's reach arms up overhead and point the toes, kind of a good morning stretch on our mats. And then we'll exhale to hug knees into the chest, coming up into a little ball. Maybe the nose comes towards the knees. Then gently rock side to side. And then exhale to lower the shoulder blades onto the ground. Send that left leg long. Find the strap, guys. And then bring that strap to the sole of the foot. And then send that leg long to the sky. In any way that you want to hold on to this strap. You just thread. Maybe you want to bring that left arm out to the side just to give you a little balance as we just slowly let that right leg float over to the right side. You can bend the knee a lot or a little as you drop it out. And you can even bring that left foot to the floor. Sometimes if you bring the left foot to the ground, it's a little gentler on the, yeah, nice guys, on the SI joint. Let's bring that foot back to the middle. Send the left leg long, and then this time we'll maybe swap hands on the strap, the right arm to the side. Let it fall over to the left across the body. Oh, exhale, sigh. Good, guys. One more breath here to the other side. And then we'll exhale to bring it to the middle. Now pause there. Let's slide that left foot into the strap. So both feet are in the strap. And just hold that strap with both hands. Maybe let the feet kind of hang down. Maybe just hold that strap nice and tight. Maybe kind of rock side to side. The feet in the strap. Now slowly begin to kind of separate the feet in that strap. Pressing the sides of the feet kind of against the sides of the strap. Feeling a little bit of rebound in the outer hip, that like iliotibial band area. From the knee to the hip on the outside of the leg. Ooh, the quads engage as you do this. And now slide those feet back together. And let that right foot and leg come out of the strap, lower the foot to the ground or the leg to the ground. And then exhale, the left foot is in the strap, the right arm can come out to the side, and let that left leg just drop over to the left. If you want to, you can bring that right foot to the floor if that feels better from the hip. Allow yourself here to just open into this little bit of a passive stretch. The strap and gravity are kind of doing the effort for us here. And then we'll exhale to bring that through the middle. Bring the right hand to the strap, the left hand out to the side. We drop it over to the right. Ooh, and out of side. Good, guys. Then we'll exhale to bring that leg, strap, everything to the middle. This time just bend that knee, release the strap from the foot, keep that strap handy out to the side, and then we'll bring feet to the ground. Maybe mat distance apart with the feet and drop the knees over to the right. So that left knee might kind of hover over the right foot. The right knee might hover over the ground or come to the ground. Exhale. We'll exhale to bring those knees over to the left. Breathing in and out. Now let's exhale to bring knees to the middle, feet to the floor. Let's bring those feet maybe hip width distance apart. We'll start with this bridge pose, guys. But before we start to move, let's notice where the hips are in space and the shoulders. And maybe notice where the feet are. And bringing that awareness to the triangle points of the foot, the big toe, pinky toe, and the heel. Okay. And now let's bring that back, or the pelvis into a tilt, so the low back's on the ground. Palms are down to the floor, maybe out to the side, or out like a T. And then let's exhale to drive those hips up, pressing the triangle part of the foot into the floor. Shimmy the shoulder blades under the chest, and just keep those hips lifted. We'll be here for 5 breaths. Maybe noticing the breath and the tippy top of the lungs, or though it feels that way. You might notice it in the backs of the legs, maybe in the glutes a little bit. And then we'll slowly lower down. Exhaling as we go. And let's hug knees into the chest. Maybe point flex the feet, roll the ankles around. A lot of weight on the feet, even though we weren't standing. Now we'll exhale to bring those feet back to where they just were. A little bit wider in the hips, maybe, or hip width distance. Arms can come out to the side for support. And then as you're ready, exhale, drive those hips to the sky. You can shimmy the shoulder blades underneath the chest, but this time come onto the balls of the feet and lift the ankles. And we'll be here for 5 breaths. Lifting that heel point of the triangle off the ground. Breathing in and out. Keep the hips lifted, guys. Don't let those hips sink. And then lower down with control. The hips, then the heels. And then exhale, hug the knees into the chest again. Be bringing the nose towards the knees. Rocking side to side. On an exhale, bring the feet back to the ground. Shoulder blades come to the ground. Palms come to the ground. Adjust those feet for your bridge support. As you're ready, exhale to drive the hips up. Feet are on the floor. And then here, let's lift the pinky toe and the big toe pad off the ground. So the weight's on the heels. Maybe just scan the backs of the legs and notice where you feel the effort. Keep the hips lifted, don't let them sag. Just a couple more rounds of breath here. You're noticing the front of the body or the chest, getting warm. And then let's keep those toes lifted, lower down the hips. When the hips get to the floor, lower down the feet. Adjust the shoulder blades and then hug yourself. Knees to the chest, maybe nose towards the knees. Exhale, lower down the feet to the floor. And now this time, let's just change where the feet are in relation to the sits bones and the glutes. So maybe slide those feet towards the bottom of the mat so they're a little bit further from the glutes this time. And then as you're ready, get those palms to the side. Exhale, drive those glutes up, hips to the sky, shoulder blades on the floor. Nice job, guys. Exhale, kind of warming up the entire back of the body here in our bridge pose, just by varying the feet, varying where the effort is. Another breath in. Exhale, slowly release the breath as you release those hips down to the floor. And then when you get there, let's send the legs long. We'll pause here in our Shavasana. Exhale, maybe close the eyes, soften the gaze, allowing the backs of the legs to be effortless here. Maybe bring your awareness to the beating of your heart. Maybe you have a specific intention for your practice today. You bring it into your heart space now. Let's chant Om together. We'll breathe in and out, and we'll breathe in for Om. So just feel yourself on the floor for a moment. Let's breathe in and out. Inhale for Om. And as you're ready, you can lie on your back as long as you'd like. If you're here just for Shavasana, this is the time to stay here. Otherwise, let's come to standing. I'm going to come to the front of my mat in mountain pose. Have your blocks handy, guys. Have that strap somewhere close, not across the room. Let's ground the feet. Noticing that triangle part of the foot, right? The pinky toe, big toe, heel part of the foot. And think about today as we stand that we're keeping the inside of the foot down. Sometimes when we come into a lunge, we kind of like lift that toe pad, that big toe pad off. So that's going to be our awareness in the foot and the base today, okay? Grounding the feet, all three corners of the foot. Inhale, bring arms up, grounding the feet, and then bring the hands in front of the heart. Exhale, maybe draw those kneecaps towards the hips. Press into the floor with the heel and the pinky and toe, big toe pad of the foot. Imagine those shoulders reaching out to the sides of the room, the chest becoming nice and expanded. Exhale. Let's inhale to bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Good. Let's inhale up to a flat back. You can press those hands into the thighs and reach the head, the crown of the head forward. The shoulders kind of reaching down, elbows reaching back. And we'll exhale to fold forward all the way, Uttanasana. Inhale back to plank pose, stepping one foot back at a time. And now here you might notice the cues are the same as our mountain pose as we bring those kneecaps towards the hips. Reach the heel towards the back wall and reach the sides of the shoulders towards the side walls. Inhale, then exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Now let's bring the right foot off the floor and lower it down. Bring the left foot off the floor, reach it back and lower down. Expanding through the fronts of the legs. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths here. If you want, you can cuddle up the feet. You can bring the feet wide, bending the knees as much as you need to. Breathing in and out here. Planting the hands and you noticing the fingertips on the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Now inhale, look at the hands, walk the feet forward towards the front of the mat. Into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Exhale. And then bend the knees, let's rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, Tadasana. Shoulders roll up, back and down. Imagine those shoulders actively reaching outward, feet reaching into the earth, rooting down. The fronts of the legs are active as you draw the kneecaps towards the pelvis. Tuck the hips, inhale. Exhale. Let's inhale, bring arms up to sky. Exhale, Uttanasana. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, flat back. Exhale, folding Uttanasana. Inhale, step it back, Palakasana, plank pose. Yep, one breath here. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bring the hands, feet to the earth, then look up at the hands. Step the right foot forward, lower that left heel down. Rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Moving through our sun salutation B here, guys. Bending that knee, arms overhead, the palms meet. And exhale, folding forward, bring the foot, let's step it back. Palakasana. Plank pose. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pause here, ground. Notice the feet, notice the palms. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale to step that left foot forward. Exhale, that right heel comes down. Let's rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. And bring those palms to meet overhead. Pressing the pinky and thumb together, inhale. And then exhale, folding forward, straighten the foot, step it back, plank pose. This is like your prone mountain pose. Activate the kneecaps towards the hips, heels ground into the wall behind you, palms press. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths here. You can drop down to child pose if you want, or to puppy, or to dolphin. Breathing in and out. Conscious breath. Awareness here, noticing the points of contact with the floor and where the hips are in space. Let's inhale to look up at the hands. Now let's step both feet forward, coming into our forward fold. Good. Let's inhale to a flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, folding down, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up for Uttanasana. Yeah. Inhale, rise, Tadasana. Mountain pose. Let's bring those palms together in prayer, noticing the beating of our hearts and our chest. Inhale. Exhale. Let's inhale, sweep those arms up. Nice job, guys. Ground the left foot, cross the right foot in front of the left, and then we'll fold it forward, Uttanasana. The right foot across in front of the left, Uttanasana. Let the breath come and go here. Breathing in and out. Inhale, let's rise up to stand. And then from standing, bring the palms together. We're going to exhale over to the left. Maybe noticing the stretch in the outer hip. And now from here, bring the right arm to sky. That left arm comes down. Let's gaze up with the right hand. And then down towards the earth. And then bring that gaze up. And then exhale, bring the gaze down. Inhale, bring the arms overhead, shoulders over hips. And then we'll uncross the feet to bring hips over ankles, grounding the feet, breathing in. And exhale, bring the arms in front of the body, and then bring the right hand in front of the chest, the left hand towards the elbow or the bicep. Coming to thread the needle in a standing position, and bring the chin towards the right shoulder. And maybe feel the pelvic bowl soften as we kind of release effort between the hips and in the glutes, and just bring the awareness to the feet, into the shoulder. Let's exhale to bring the chin forward. Unwrap the arms, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, flush it out, forward fold. Inhale, step it back to plank pose. Salutations. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Sigh. Good. Step the feet forward between the hands. And now here, step that left foot in front of the right foot. Bend the knees. We're going to rise up to mountain pose. And bring hands in front of the heart space. Good. And then we'll fold it forward, coming into our Uttanasana with that left foot in front of the right. And pause. Forward fold. Breathe in and out. Maybe a little sway. And that right foot is what grounds. So 3 pads of the right foot this time. Maybe the left as well, but definitely the right. We'll inhale to rise up to stand. When you bring those arms overhead, pause. Then we'll exhale to reach towards the right. Grounding the left foot maybe now a little more than the right, or maybe both the same. And then we'll open those arms so the right hand comes down, the left arm comes to sky. And just vary that gazing point from the top hand to the bottom hand. and then to the top. And towards the floor. Then last time to the top hand. And we'll inhale to bring both hands overhead. Exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart. Good. Uncross the feet. Inhale, bring arms out in front of the chest. And then cross the left arm over the chest, looking over that left shoulder. The feet ground. Sigh. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bring arms in front of the chest. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Now let's inhale to step it back to our plank pose. On our plank pose, press the hands into the floor, reach those heels back. Now it's lower down onto the forearms with control. Try to keep those hips from moving. So maybe here we bring the feet as wide as the mat. So feet are nice and wide and nice space with the feet. Now the butt's not sticking up in the air, but the back is flat. And now with control, feel the weight in the left arm and in the feet. Bring the right hand to the floor. And then the left hand to the floor for plank. And pause. Here we go. Now with control, noticing the hips. We don't want the hips swaying back and forth. Try to keep those hips where they are. Place the weight in the left hand with control. Lower down onto the right palm and right forearm. And then onto that left forearm for forearm plank. And we'll pause here. Drawing those kneecaps towards the hips. The heels towards the back. And now with control, ground in that right forearm, the feet. And then bring the left hand to the floor. Press up and bring the right hand to the floor for plank. Inhale. And then exhale, lower down the knees. Tops of the feet come to the floor. Let's sit back in our child's pose. Maybe bring the knees as wide as the mat and pause here. Exhale. Maybe the arms in front for Utthita Balasana, extended child pose. Let the heart melt. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. Now we'll inhale up to table. Exhale, curl the toes under, send the hips up to sky. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now inhale, step that right foot forward. Step the left foot forward to meet it. Let's drop the hips, bring the arms to sky, Uttanasana. Yeah. Let's tuck the pelvis so we don't have a real big round in the spine, but the spine is neutral. Then bring the arms out like a T. Now let's bring a nice base to our feet. So if that means your feet are wider or they're close together, find the base. You got it, guys. Good. Let's exhale to twist towards the right. Make sure that left knee isn't really creeping forward. Arms to the side. Awkward chair, breathing in and out, a couple breaths. And now we'll exhale to bring that left hand on the outside of that right knee. And then press that left hand into the right, or the left hand into the right knee. Yeah. We feel that across the left side of the back, right hand to sky. Now exhale, bring that right hand into the left hand. And then bring arms up overhead, Uttanasana. Inhale. Now here, come on to the balls of the feet, just like we did on our bridge. Heels lift. Inhale. And now let's exhale to fold it forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, step it back to plank pose. Salutations. Now with control, let's lower down to forearm plank. So maybe you bring your feet nice and wide, so you don't sway too much. You have control with the torso to forearm plank and pause in your forearm plank. For 5, 4, 3, and 2. Let's one lower down the knees. Tops of the feet come to the floor. Bring the tops of the legs to the floor and the hips. Now here, bring that right arm forward and slide the left arm underneath the chest, you guys. Let's thread the needle. So bring the right arm forward. So we're prone. And we're just going to kind of lie on that left shoulder. And if you want, you can kind of lift up into more of a puppy for that. So we'll pause here. Feel the beating of your heart moving into your arm. Pausing here. Now inhale, look up with that right hand that's past the top of your mat maybe. Bring that hand onto the floor, press up. unthread that needle, bring a hand to the earth. Then let's exhale to come into a variation of our seal pose. The arms can be off the front of the mat, or they can be closer to the hips, lifting the heart. Exhale. Inhale. Now exhale, lower down the belly, lower down those lower ribs, hands come underneath the shoulders, to press it up and back to downward facing dog, lengthening the spine. Exhale. And inhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, glance up with the hands. Now let's tiptoe the feet to the front of the mat. Nice, strong torso and control of the core. As we do, bring those feet hip width distance apart and begin the knees rise to mountain pose. And then we'll exhale to drop down into Uttanasana. Tucking the pelvis. Maybe the hands reach up overhead. Breathing in and breathing out. Now let's inhale to bring arms out like a T. As you're ready, exhale to twist towards the left. Feel the base of the feet on the floor. And then when you're ready, exhale to bring that right arm on the outside of that left knee. And then press the forearm into the knee. Reach the left arm to the sky. If you want, vary the gaze from the top hand to the floor. Good. Now let's exhale to clamshell that left hand towards the right. Inhale to bring everything back to center, maybe arms overhead. Now maybe here, you just lift the toes off the floor. Inhale and exhale. Let's exhale, fold it forward, Uttanasana. Now inhale, step it back to plank pose, Shavasana. Breathing in and breathing out. Reaching the crown of the head forward, the heels back. For 4, and 3, and 2. 1, lower down the knees, tops of the feet to the floor, the tops of the legs, then the hips, the belly, the low ribs, and then reach that left hand forward, and then we slide the right arm underneath the chest. In our yin class, we call this sleeping owl, and we're here for a few minutes. If you want, you can come into puppy and bring that arm underneath the chest. Noticing the beating of your heart, maybe the unraveling of effort. And then we'll exhale to bring that left hand kind of underneath the shoulder, pressing up to lift the chest. And then here, let's bring the forearms to the ground, the elbows to the ground. And then with the back activating and doing the effort, we're going to lift the heart in the chest. Breathe in and out. Shalanga Bhujangasana, Sphinx pose. Inhale. Now let's exhale to bring those low ribs to the ground. And then bring the hands to the side of the mat with our spider hands, as if we had a grapefruit underneath the hands. And as you're ready, we'll exhale to drop that left shoulder to the ground. So we kind of turn the chest to the right. And pause. Now inhale, bring the chest up, everything to the middle. Then exhale to lower that right shoulder down. Peek over to the left. Good, guys. Really nice. Inhale up through the middle. Let's exhale to bring the right hand underneath the shoulder and then the left. Let's just press it up and into our table. Tabletop. Sway the hips when you get there. Side to side. Then we'll exhale to walk those hands forward. Anahatasana. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's inhale back to table. Hands plant underneath the shoulders. And then coming into our bird dog, we're going to inhale to send the right leg back and move the ankle around and point and flex the foot. And then bring that left arm forward. We're going to pause here in the static surrender. for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, 1. And now gently, as if you were in slow motion, let's round the spine, bring the elbow and knee to meet. Really slow, guys. Noticing the rounding of the spine and the knee tucking, the elbow dropping, tap. And then let's inhale again to lengthen as if we were moving through slow motion. Pause again. And now exhale, lower that left hand down. Bring the right knee down. Let's inhale to rise up to a high kneel. Good, guys. Let's interlace the hands. And then flip those palms to the sky. Yep. So palms are flipped to the sky. Then we're going to exhale over to the right. Send that left hip out. Really exaggerate the hip. And then we'll inhale through the middle, over to the left. And then back through the middle. Exhale to bring those hands to the side body. And now with control, we're going to bring that right foot forward from this high kneel. So shift the weight in that left top of the foot, that left knee, and that right foot comes forward. Yeah. Inhale, arms overhead. Curl that left toe under, let's rise up to crescent lunge. Grounding the 3 corners of that foot, right? That front foot, the right one. Breathe in. And now exhale, pivot so both feet face the long edge. And then point those toes towards the corners. Find those 3 corners of the feet. Yep, you got it. Setting up for our goddess. So we're going to drop those hips down, guys. Nice, wide, sumo-ish squat. Good, and let's tuck the pelvis. Yep. And then bring the arms out like a T. Good. Let's exhale, bring that right arm in front of the right leg with the left arm to sky. Then we're going to vary the gaze up to the top hand and then to the bottom hand. Into the top hand and into that bottom hand and pause. We're going to exhale to windmill through that left hand on the inside of that left leg, right arm to sky. Get set and then vary that gaze, top to bottom, and top to bottom. Inhale, look up at the top. Exhale, bring the arms out like a T. Hands come to the hips now. Let's straighten the legs slightly, pivot the feet back towards the long edge of the mat. And now exhale to drop over to the right side of the body, noticing that the weight isn't on the pinky edge of the foot. Ground that big toe back. Side lunge, skandasana. Yeah. Let's inhale to bring arms out like a T. Yes. And then we'll exhale to bring that left forearm on the outside of that right knee, the right arm to sky, just like we did in our awkward chair. Now let's vary the gaze. Inhale, looking up. And then we'll exhale, look down that foot or the knee. Move with awareness, guys. Noticing the neck, the base of the neck, the top of the spine, up. And then bring the gaze down. And inhale, glance up with the top hand. Exhale, bring that top hand to meet the bottom hand. Bring the hands to the floor. Now let's pivot the feet to the front of the mat. So we're in our high lunge again. The left foot, follow the foot ground. Let's rise up to Chandrasana. And pause here. Really pressing the ball of that left foot into the ground. The 3 pads of the right foot ground. Inhale. Exhale. And then we'll fold it forward to frame the foot. Inhale, step it back to plank. Active plank with the knees reaching for the hips, heels reaching back. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Breathe in. And now let's exhale to lower down the knees. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Sway the hips side to side, guys. And then as you're ready, bring those hips to stillness. And then we'll inhale to send that left leg back. Get control, nice neutral spine. And then bring the right arm forward. And then we're going to pause here. Nice, guys, really nice. Try to keep those hips square to the earth. So that left hip isn't kind of rotating out and up. Okay. Now, as if you're moving in slow motion, we're going to bring that rounded spine, knee to elbow. So with control, slow, guys. The knee and the elbow meet when they meet. We pause, and then we'll extend and find length again. Nice and controlled. Lengthening through the leg and the arm. Inhale. Now we'll exhale to bring that hand to the floor. We'll inhale to bring that left foot forward between the hands. Now let's curl the toes under. And we'll rise up to that crescent lunge on the other side. Grounding into the triangle part of the left foot, the ball of that right foot. Inhale up. Exhale. Breathe in and out. One more breath in. And now we're going to exhale to pivot the feet towards the long edge of the mat. We'll bring our arms out like a T. Stand nice and wide. Utthita. Breathing in and out. Yep. Let's bend the knees slightly and fold it forward. Crescent Lunge. Wide-legged forward fold. Nice soft bend in the knees. The crown of the head can be parallel with the floor, or the forehead can be parallel with the floor. One breath here. And then we'll exhale to bring the left hand kind of towards the right foot and reach the right arm to the sky. Doesn't have to be totally to the sky. It can be more out to the side, guys, but we're just offering a gentle twist, gently twisting. And then bring the right hand down to the floor. And then bring the right hand towards the left foot. Then just bring the left hand out. Maybe it comes up a lot. Just a gentle twist in the spine. Press the right hand to the floor. And then bring that left hand to the earth. Both hands come under the heart. Let's offer a slight bend to the knees. Kind of drop the sits bones, drop the hips, and we'll rise up through the middle. Good. Now let's exhale to drop over to the left. Maybe bring the hands in front of the heart, and we'll pause here in our side lunge. Breathing in and out. And then as you're ready in this side lunge, make sure that all three parts of that foot are grounded, that left foot. And maybe ground all three parts of that right foot too, right? And then we'll inhale to bring arms out like a T. And then we'll exhale to bring that right forearm towards that left knee. And bring the left arm up or just to the side. And then vary the gaze. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Now bring it to the top. Now bring it to the bottom. And then we'll inhale to bring the arms out like a T, straighten that leg. Good, guys, rising up to Utthita. Good, now let's pivot those feet again towards the corners of the mat. Bring hands to the hips, coming back to goddess, dropping the hips, knees bend. And then think about those knees towards the pinky edge side of your foot, but make sure the weight is still on all 3 points of the foot. It's really easy when we bring the, coming into this goddess to drop into the side of the foot, bring it to the whole foot. Yep. Let's bring our arms out like a T. And then let's come on to the balls of the feet, lifting the heels. And we'll exhale to lower down those heels. When you feel the feet on the floor, And maybe now lift the toes off the ground. Now exhale to lower the toes, feet back on the floor. God, it's never felt so easy. Let's inhale to lengthen the legs, straighten the legs, arms overhead. Exhale, bring hands in front of the heart. And then we'll exhale to pivot the feet towards the front of the mat. And we're back in that crescent lunge, left foot forward, that right foot is back, arms overhead for just a breath. And then exhale, frame the foot. Inhale, step it back to our plank pose. Hands can be wide, or they can be under the shoulders. Let's lower down the knees, the tops of the feet. And now bring those hands kind of in front of the shoulders, one hand print. Bring awareness to the pelvis. The pelvis is tucked the back, is neutral. And then as you're ready, let's just bend those elbows and lower down for a count of 4 and 3. Lowering the heart down for 2 and 1. And then we'll press back up. Arms are straight. Good, guys. Bending the elbows, lowering down for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Press it back up. Let's curl the toes under, finding our plank pose. Inhale here. Salutations. Breathing in. Exhale. Now lower down the knees. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Maybe sway the hips side to side. We'll inhale to draw that right foot between the hands. Keep those hands lower down, or maybe you bring them to blocks. With those hands on the blocks, that foot grounded, let's just bring that left heel towards the glute. And then lower that foot down, top of the foot to the floor. And we drop into the hip flexors. And then kind of bring the hips back just a little bit. And then we'll exhale to draw that heel towards the glute. And lower that foot down. And then last time, exhale that left heel towards the glute. And then lower it down. Let the breath go, guys. Let's walk the blocks back. A block or 2 print. And then we'll come into our pigeon. So maybe bringing the hands to bring that foot, and then slide that right foot towards the left side of the mat. Lower that right knee down. And then bring the left foot, left knee to the earth. And bring your forearms onto the blocks. Or however you want to find your pigeon. But in this pigeon, kind of think about bringing the heart over the space in your mat that's in front of your ankle, that right ankle. So if you do that, if you kind of shift the weight towards the left side of the mat, you might feel it a little bit on the outer side of the hip more. Whereas if you kind of drop over to the right, it might be a different part of the hip. See about the weight being kind of towards the left side, away from the right knee. And if you want, you can bring that left heel towards the glute and find it with the foot or the hand, the foot with the hand. Another breath in. And exhale, maybe bring the forearms or hands to the floor. If they're not there already, release that left foot with control if you have that in hand. Pressing up, lifting the chest. And bringing the left toes to the ground to curl, bringing that knee forward towards that right foot a little and slide your right foot back. The knee comes back. And let's bring the hips side to side. And bring those hands into table. Whoa, ground the right knee, the top of the right foot. Let's step a little bit forward between the hands. Grab those blocks again, you guys. Exhale. Soften the heart as you lift the chest over the shoulders. The shoulders over the hips. The chest is high. Exhale to drop into the right hip. Yep. Maybe bring the hips back just a smidge. And then exhale to bring that right heel towards the right glute. And then lower that right foot to the floor. Exhale, draw the heel towards the glute. Let's lower it down. Notice where the effort on that left foot is. All three parts of the foot. Exhale, heel towards the glute. And slowly release with control. Exhale, maybe bring those blocks down a level or two. Bring the hips back. Bring your hands to table. Bring that left foot towards the right side of the mat. The left knee towards the left side of the mat. And then we'll drop into our pigeon with control. And if there's an easier way for this, maybe downward facing dog pigeon. Think about bringing the weight towards the right side of the mat to give a little bit of an opening on the outer right hip and the outer glute. Noticing the beating of your heart in your chest. Bringing the breath into awareness, maybe a 4-count inhale. Exhaling for 4. And as you're ready, let's lift the heart, lift the hands and forearms to the floor. Slowly lifting the chest up, bringing the toes of that right foot to curl under, lifting the chest, the hips, bring that left knee back. And with control, let's walk the hands forward, kind of lowering down onto the tops of the legs, the stomach, and let's just pause here on the belly. Maybe the forehead on the hands for a moment or two. Soften the shoulders here. Notice the belly breathing into the floor. The heart beating in the chest. And let's bring those hands underneath the shoulder. Let's press it up for a table. Bring the knees under the hips. Let's walk the right hand forward and then the left up the heart to asana. And then with that left hand planted, let's just thread that right arm underneath the heart to thread the needle. Let the breath go. The forehead can rest on the ground, or the side of the head can rest on the ground. The gaze can be towards the extended arm at the top, or it can be towards the right arm. And now gazing up at that left hand, let's slide the right arm under, lifting the heart, bring the right hand beneath the left. And then from here, bring that left arm underneath the chest, and then lower down to thread the needle on the other side. Maybe noticing the shoulders, the back. And the breath comes go. Think about softening the face here, you guys. The chin, the corners of the mouth, the cheeks. And now let's slide that left arm up from under, bring the left arm forward, lower down into the forearms, the legs come long, and then let's log roll over to the back. So maybe the right arm comes out long, jump over to the right side and pull around to the back. And bring your back body to the floor. Maybe hug knees to the chest to find a happy baby. Maybe you want to bring your feet into that strap one by one and drop the feet out to the side. Our next collective shape is Shavasana. So any movements that you want to do before you get to that state of consciousness of corpse pose, go ahead and do so. Relax those feet, guys, those three parts of the feet. And the soles of the feet and the toes, the space between the toes. The palms. And the space between the fingers. The base of the throat. The low jaw. Allowing that consciousness of threading the needle to fill the ethos, at a conscious and subconscious level. Thinking about ourselves as a thread, individual thread. Our shape today, just as a reminder, perhaps of being connected to every person that's threaded the needle before us, or at the same time, and that will thread the needle after us. Whether it's a practitioner in yoga, an athlete warming up before a workout or a game, someone doing physical therapy, anyone that's threaded the needle. Our collective energies coming together as a beautiful tapestry. Reminder that we are all part of a greater whole. We're all connected. Giving ourselves a moment here to see the face, each of us in class today. Maybe slowly wiggling fingers and toes or the tip of the nose. And slowly, as you're ready, there's no rush. Just bringing yourself to seated, or perhaps you'd like to close class in Shavasana today, and you're welcome to. And maybe bringing hands in front of the heart or just resting them on the thighs, however you'd like to close. But bringing that awareness inward, consciously together, collectively, one last time here this morning. Now let's breathe in and out. Inhale to close. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Namaste, Jimmy. Namaste, Bruce. Namaste, Ron. Namaste, Carmen. Thanks, guys. See. There we go.
come back.